welcome to practice. For today's practice, if you have a couple of yoga blocks and you want to use them, that's great. If you don't, that's okay too. I'm actually going to use a big book because I don't have any yoga blocks with me today. So the theme for today's practice is something that I've personally been working with a lot since my very first yoga teacher training. It's this concept of just doing the next right thing. This came to me during my first yoga teacher training because our practices were really grueling. We practiced 2 90-minute hot yoga classes a day, and each class had a set number of postures. And so it was like, for example, doing triangle pose. We do it 2 times on each side. And if you're taking 2 classes a day, then that's 4 triangle poses in one class, 4 in the next. That's 8 triangle poses a day. And that was every day for 2 months, Monday through Friday. And I remember thinking to myself that, like, if I think about all of the triangle poses that I'm going to have to do, I will never get through this training. I will never make it through these classes that are so physically grueling. And it came back to me when I was reading some of the writing that Glennon Doyle in her book Love Warrior has. And she made a list actually based on something she was going through personally of things that she knows. And the 5th thing was this: just do the next right thing. I'll share with you as well the full list, just briefly, because I think it's relevant and extremely helpful, especially in the times that we're in right now. She says, what I know. Number 1, what you don't know, you're not supposed to know yet. Number 2, more will be revealed. Number 3, crisis comes from the word meaning to sift. Let it all fall away and you'll be left with what matters. Number 4, what matters most cannot be taken away. Number 5, just do the next right thing, one thing at a time, and that'll take you all the way home. So with that in mind, we're going to take a comfortable seat. I'm going to sit in Virasana. You're welcome to sit in whatever right posture is most appropriate for you right now. And as we practice today, I encourage you to really practice intuitively and to check in about what is the next right thing for you. I'm going to be here offering you guidance and offering you postures, but be empowered to do ultimately what is the most right thing for you. Let's take our palms to the tops of our thighs and press down. Lift your chest up, draw your shoulders back. And bring your chin level with the floor and move the top of your throat back. And with your shoulders drawing back, place your palms together right at the front of your heart. Tune into your breath. Extend and deepen your breath. This concept of just doing the next right thing can be likened to our breath. This incredibly repetitive thing that we do all day long. Just take the breath in and just let the breath go. If you feel your mind wandering during your practice, that's always a good thing to bring it back to, is the breath. Maybe even saying to yourself, I am inhaling as you're inhaling, and I'm exhaling as you're exhaling. Let's begin our practice with 1 Om. We'll take a deep breath in, and then exhale your breath all the way out. Inhale again. And bow your head to your heart. Release your hands to your legs. And lift your chin, softly open your eyes. Okay, we're going to start by coming to child's pose. So go ahead and free up your mat of any props, and then come to kneeling with your feet underneath you. Big toes touching underneath you. Knees as wide as your outer hips. And then from there, bring your fingertips to the floor, walk your hands forward on your mat, and as you do so, push down and forward on your mat. So you're trying to push your mat away, anchor your hips even more. Even as you continue to walk the hands further and further forward, until at some point you feel as though you can bring your head down to rest. Breathe your Ujjayi breath. And continue to anchor your hips as you walk your fingertips any amount further forward to stretch now the sides of your body and make even more space for your breath. And come back up onto your hands and knees. Set up your hands as wide as your outer shoulders. Spread your fingers wide apart. Grip the floor with your fingertips. And then align your knees for a moment with your hips. Check that your hands are turned so that your index fingers point straight ahead. And then from there, walk your knees back, tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Feel free to bend one knee at a time, stretch the opposite leg straighter, or move in any other way that you know would be right for you. And then let's walk the feet forward, come to standing forward fold at the front of the mat. Bend your knees as needed so that your fingertips can reach the floor easily. And then with your fingertips on the floor, press down. Even as you bend your elbows wide, press down into the floor. Check in with your breath. And then with your inhale, lift up and lengthen. And with your exhale, forward fold. Inhaling, lift and lengthen. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhale, lift, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Bring your hands to your hips, draw your shoulders back, lift your chin. Inhale, come up standing. And exhaling, bring hands to heart. Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, raise your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, extend your spine. Exhale, step back to plank and pause. One full breath in, inhale. As you exhale, shift your weight forward, bend your elbows lower down with strength to your belly, point your feet. Inhale, come up, cobra, shoulders back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a full breath in.
And full breath out. Again, full breath in. Complete breath out. One more. Step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhaling, stand up, raise your arms up, reach up. Exhaling, bring your hands to your heart. Let's do one more. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, extend your spine. Exhale, step back and lower down. Again, come to your belly, point your feet. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Step or hop forward. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, stand, raise your arms up, reach up. Exhale, bring hands to heart. Surya Namaskar B. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, forward bend. Inhaling, lift, lengthen. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward, warrior 1, inhale. Exhale, hands to the floor, step back, lower down. Inhale. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, warrior 1 on the left. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale. Exhale. Remember to let your breath lead the way and not the movement. So in a sense, we're waiting for the breath to be completely done inhaling or exhaling before we transition. Step or hop forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Inhale fully. Exhale, fold, and exhale completely. Inhale, chair pose. Inhale fully. As you exhale, stand up, bring hands to heart, exhale completely. Let's do one more. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, chaturanga. Grip the floor. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. Right foot forward, inhale, warrior 1. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left foot forward, warrior 1. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. 3 full breaths. Step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale for chair pose. Exhale, stand and bring hands to heart. Inhale, raise your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. With your inhale, lift and lengthen. And with your exhale, fold. Bring your fingertips beside your feet. Step your left leg back, lunge. Spin your left heel to the floor. Make sure your right knee is vertical, your right heel, and then from there, walk your hands forward and slightly to the left for down dog lunge. So we'll do this first sequence of standing postures, and all of these involve external rotation of the femur bones in the hip socket. So here, stand a bit more heavily in the outer right heel, even as you ground the big toe mound of your right foot. Press your right thigh out to the right. Extended side ankle pose. Variation, we're going to have the hand inside the right ankle. So here's where a block or a book, as it may be, could come in handy. Just raising the floor up a bit. Left hand can come to the left hip for a moment. Now with your right arm against your inner right leg, press. And then against that, scoop your right buttock down and forward. Take your left thigh, press it back. Turn across your belly, your ribs, your chest to your left. Take your left arm and reach up and overhead. Press down into your left heel. Reach out through your left arm. And triangle pose, take your left arm straight up. Okay, straighten your right leg. If you're using a block, bring it with you. You're going to take your hand outside the right shin now. So with two strong straight legs, gripping your thighs, press your feet down, and then push down with your right hand, reach up with your top arm. Just like an extended side angle, turn to your left. Okay, from here to half moon, take your left hand to your left hip. We're going to aim to keep the chest facing the side rather than turning the chest down. Bend your right knee, step your left foot forward. Again, bring the block with you if you're using it. Okay, off the little toe side of the right foot, stand into your right foot, raise your left leg parallel to the floor. Okay, again, once the right leg is fully extended, really lift the kneecap, kick out through your left heel, spread your toes. Scoop your right buttock down and forward. Take your left thigh back. Reach up with your left arm. And then we're going to go back to extended side angle. Sweep your left arm overhead first. Bend your right knee. Be steady in your right foot. Reach back with your left foot. Maybe hover with only the right foot on the floor for a moment as you reach the left foot to the floor. This time, right hand outside the right ankle. Take a big breath in. Exhale, lower your left hand down. Downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward for plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhaling cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. Step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, stand up, raise your arms up, reach up. And exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhaling, lift and lengthen. Exhale, fingertips beside feet. Step your right leg back, lunge. Spin your right heel to the floor. Walk your hands forward and slightly to your right. Down dog lunge. So again, root into the big toe mound of the left foot, but also press heavily into the outer left heel. Send the left thigh out to the left, as if something is trying to press your left thigh in. From there, walk your hands in. This time we're going to be hand inside the left ankle. Right hand can come to the right hip for a moment. And then from here, scoop your left buttock down and forward. Take your right thigh, press it back. Turn across your belly, ribs, chest. Take your right arm and reach overhead. Press into your right heel. Reach out through your right arm. Triangle pose, reach right arm up. Extend your left leg, sweep your left hand to the outside of your left shin. Okay, gripping both thighs strongly, lift your kneecaps. Turn your left thigh out, and then turn your belly, ribs, chest to your right. Half moon, bring right hand to right hip. Bend your left knee, step your right foot toward your left foot. Move your left hand forward. Ground into your hand, ground into your foot, and then shift weight into your left foot as you raise your right leg up. Kick out through your right heel, spread your toes, reach up through your right arm if you can. And then to transition, sweep right arm overhead first, and then reach out through your right arm fully. Bend your left knee. Maybe hover for a moment on just the left foot as you bring the left hand back. Reach right foot back. Land gracefully, extended side angle. And then plant the right hand down, lunge, downward facing dog. Inhale, come to plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. This time from down dog, inhale, raise your right leg up and back. Keep your leg lifted as you exhale, turn your hips to the side. Bend your right knee and draw your right foot back behind you. Keep your left thigh pressing back. Keep your left arm straight and strong. With your inhale, return to one-legged down dog. And with your exhale, step your right foot forward. Okay, inhale, come up, high lunge. As you exhale, sit down with the hips. Inhale, raise your arms up. Exhale, stay here. Take your hands around behind your back, interlace your fingers. Spin your left heel to the floor. So now warrior one stance on the legs. Inhale, chest up, shoulders back. As you exhale, extend your arms, bow inside your right leg, humble warrior. Woo-hoo! My teacher always says it's not synchronized swimming, so. Let your head be heavy, anchor your left heel, and then release your hands to the floor. Spin your left heel off the floor, lower your left knee down. Toe heel your right foot to your right. Pause. Hug your right heel, your left knee towards each other. And then maintain that as you bend your elbows and bow inside your right leg, possibly bringing your forearms to a block, or you could bring them to the floor if that's available. Breathe into the areas of tightness that you feel coming up for you. And stay focused with the breath. Then come back up onto your hands. Turn your right foot out 45 degrees. Take your left hand out to the left and turn your left hand out as well. Bringing right hand to right thigh, turn, twist to your right, Anjaneyasana with a twist. Option to bend the back leg, reach back, catch top of left foot with right hand. If you've got the foot in the hand, kick a little bit. Keep some of the kicking as you scoop your tailbone down, lift your low belly up, and then pull to draw your heel toward your buttocks. Then lift your chest up, squeeze your shoulders back, turn and look up. Release your left foot if you have it. Then toe heel your right foot back in. Hands on either side of the front leg. Come to your right heel. Kick your right leg towards or to straight, half Hanuman's pose. Okay, dig your right heel into the floor, spread your right toes, and from your foot, draw energy up your leg into your hip. Hug the muscles to the bones. From here, come back up onto a lunge. And then you're going to keep the left heel shooting straight back like you would for a down dog, instead of spinning the left heel in. Okay, to come to pyramid pose. So a little variation. Left heel goes straight back. And with that, spin your inner left thigh back. And then meanwhile, take your right hip back as well. Okay, think forward to go down. So lengthen the spine, forward to go deeper. First, the belly comes to the leg, and then the chest comes to the knee area. Maybe the chin comes one day to the shin. Okay, from here, plant the palms, downward facing dog. You can stay here or inhale, come forward for plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale for down dog. Inhale fully. Exhale completely. Inhaling, take your left leg up. Exhale, turn your hips to the side, bend your left knee, draw your left foot back behind you. Meanwhile, keep your right arm really straight, keep taking your right thigh back. Come back to one-legged downward facing dog. Step your left foot forward. Inhaling, come up high lunge. Exhale, sit the hips down. Inhale, take your arms up. Exhale, stay here. Interlace your hands behind your back. Spin your right heel to the floor. With your inhale, lift your chest and squeeze your shoulders back. With your exhale, extend your arms and bow to the inside of your left thigh. Release your hands to the floor. Come to the ball of your right foot. Lower your right knee. So maybe you've already noticed, but now we're working through a sequence where the postures involve more internal thigh rotation than external thigh rotation. Okay, hug your left heel, right knee towards each other. Keep that as you bow inside your left thigh. Maybe staying on the hands, bending elbows, maybe placing the forearms on something. Either way, breathe deeply and be present with whatever sensations are coming up for you. From here, come back up onto your hands. Turn your left foot out 45 degrees. Take your right hand to the right and turn your right hand out as well. Take your left hand to your left thigh. Turn to your left. So Anjaneyasana again with a twist. Hug your left heel, right knee towards each other. Scoop your tailbone down, lift your low belly up. Turn. And then option bend right knee, catch right foot with left hand, kick, and then pull. Draw heel toward buttocks. Lift your chest up, squeeze your shoulders back, look up. Release the right foot if you have it. Toe heel the left foot back in. Okay, so now your feet are hip distance again, side to side. Come onto your left heel. Walk your hands back as you extend your left leg to or toward straight. Prioritize the extension or length of your spine over how straight your left leg is, especially if you're not using blocks and you could use them, you would need them. So let's say they're not available for you. Okay, meanwhile, draw your outer left hip back. And then from here, come onto the left foot and right foot lunge. And now this pyramid pose variation where we extend the left leg and send the right heel straight back rather than turning the right heel in towards the midline. Same kind of principles that you were just doing in half Hanuman or half front splits. Take the outer left hip back, right hip forward. Squeeze your left leg strong and fold. Inhaling, come to lunge. Exhale, downward facing dog. Stay here or inhale, flow forward to plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. Let's lower the knees to the floor. Come to sitting on your heels for a moment. Okay, so we're going to take a foray into Virasana or hero's pose. This is a really great posture for opening up the fronts of the thighs. If for any reason you find that this pose isn't something that would be right for you today, then feel free to work another seated posture or another reclined posture. Something like, for example, Baddha Konasana, bound angle pose, to reclined bound angle pose if you wanted. Use height underneath your buttocks if you need it. We are going to start upright and you can stay upright the entire time. So for this, I'm sitting on this book and I'm going to check now that I have my heels in line outside my hips, completely outside my hips, so I can actually slip my thumb in between my inner heel and my outer hip. And then the thighs are about parallel with each other. You don't have to have the knees together. You want all of the toenails to come towards the floor, the outer ankles to hug in,
Okay, so not letting the toes kind of cup around the back of the buttocks in any way. We want to keep a sense of evenness across the outer shin and the inner shin, and that starts at the feet. Okay, then from here we're going to take the arms forward, interlace the fingers, turn the palms away and reach up. Squeeze your fingers into each other. Press up through the index finger side of the palm. Straighten your arms as much as you can, and then meanwhile draw your upper arm bones back. Then release the arms down. Second side, interlace the fingers again, this time with the other first finger on top. Turn the palms away. Raise your arms up. Squeeze the fingers into each other. Press up through the index finger side of the palm particularly. Meanwhile, spin your biceps towards your back body and engage your triceps to straighten your arms. Lift your chin a little bit, move your throat back. And lower the arms down. Take a big breath in, big breath out. Okay, if you're already getting a lot from this upright posture, you're welcome to stay here. We're going to start to move in the direction of laying all the way back. For me, I'm going to take this book out from underneath my hips because I know that I don't need it and I know I can lay all the way back in this posture. If you're not sure, keep the height there for now and explore it first. Okay, you're going to take the hands behind you either way, whether you're on the book or not, or on the block or not. Lift your chest, draw your shoulders back. Then lift your hips off of what you're sitting on, scoop your tailbone toward your knees, and then place your hips back down. And then you do it again. Walk the hands back, lift your hips up, scoop the buttocks, and then place the hips back down. And then maybe you could come to the forearms or not. So again, really doing what is right for you. Lift, scoop, it's getting a bit harder to do that. And then coming all the way back if that's available for you. If you do come all the way back, take your arms overhead. Grab opposite elbows and continue the action of lengthening the tailbone towards the knees. One more big breath in. And full breath out. Then place your palms back onto your feet if you're reclined back. Come back up onto the elbows, and then the hands, and then the buttocks. Okay, and from here we'll come up onto the knees again. And take a moment on all fours to stretch each of your legs back individually. As you stretch each leg back individually, really grip all of the muscles that surround the knee joint, the quadriceps. Okay, maybe do it more than once so you get a chance to really extend each knee and open the joint after having it in flexion. Okay, and now we're going to take pigeon posture, pigeon pose. So bring your right knee forward to the outside of your right wrist. Right shin 45-degree angle, stretch your left leg back. So this posture demands external rotation in the right leg and internal rotation in the back leg. So we want to think the inner thigh of the back leg going up towards the sky, or the outer thigh going down towards the floor, outer knee down. Then point your foot straight back. Okay, we're going to stay upright here and first and work this as a back bend. Unless what would be right for you would be to fold forward and take this more as a restorative posture. Now we want to keep rolling this hip forward and down. Okay, and keep rolling this thigh in. Even as we now place the right hand on the floor, bend the left knee, reach back and catch the inside of the left ankle. So even though you've got the hand reaching back, can you keep the pelvis, the left hip bone rolling forward? Let your chest turn, but not your hips. Stay here, or next phase, next bus stop, draw your heel down toward your buttocks. Keep the outer left hip rolling forward. Stay here, or letting go of the top of the foot a bit, allow the top of the foot to slide into the crease of your elbow, kick. So I'm kicking back a lot into my arm, and that gives me a sense of steadiness and also a sense of lift. Then take your right arm, reach up. Okay, draw your right arm bone back like you just did seated. Bend your right elbow and clasp hands. So mermaid or naginyasana. Roll the outer left hip forward. Roll the belly from left to right, the chest from left to right. Kick into your left arm. Press your head back into your right arm. Take the right arm up, lower the right hand down, release the left leg back. Let's go to downward facing dog in between sides. Then second side, take your left knee to the outside of your left wrist, left shin at a 45-degree angle. Stretch your right leg back, staying upright. Okay, so again, external rotation in the front leg, internal rotation in the back leg. You'll notice my left hip is not on the floor. It doesn't need to be. We want the hips to be even from side to side. Okay, then meanwhile, I'm going to center my left hand on my mat, bend the right knee. Let my chest turn, but I keep rolling the outer right hip forward as I bend the right knee, catch inside of right ankle. Kick a little bit, and then pull to draw your heel down toward your outer buttock. Breathe. Okay, you can stay here or allow the foot to slide then into the crease of your right elbow. Kick into your right elbow. Okay, and then let that give you a sense of buoyancy. Reach your left arm up, draw your left arm bone back, bend your left elbow, and then clasp your left hand to your right hand. Okay, now check in. Okay, turning the right thigh in, rolling the outer right hip forward. Kick back with your right foot. Lift your chest, and then press your head back into your left forearm. Stretch your left arm up, lower your left hand down, release your right foot back. Downward facing dog. And then we'll come down to the knees, cross the shins, have a seat, and lay all the way down onto your back. Okay, before we recline into Shavasana, let's take a reclined twist. Separate your feet outer mat distance apart. Lower both of your knees to the floor to your left. Windshield wiper supine twist. Take your left foot, hook it outside your right thigh. Flex your feet, spread your toes. Then lower the left foot down, raise your knees up. Lower your knees all the way over to your right. Take your right foot, hook it outside your left thigh. Lower your right foot down, raise your knees up. From here, happy baby. We'll take the shins perpendicular to the floor and grabbing hold of the little toe sides of both feet with both hands. With your hands, pull to draw your knees down toward your outer shoulders. With your legs, kick. So do both at the same time. And then let go of your feet, hug your knees to your chest. Then let go of your knees and stretch your legs out. So we'll come to final resting position in Shavasana. Take your arms alongside your body, turn your palms to face the sky. And allow yourself to find a sense of ease here, a sense of comfort, making any final movements you need to make so that you can be still and rest. And rest here as long as you like, as long as is right for you. Take your time. There is no rush to get up. Just do this.